Over 50 candidates across the country's 17 electoral constituencies indicated their intention to contest the upcoming general election in Antigua and Barbuda on nomination day on Wednesday. The incumbent Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party will field a candidate in each of Antigua's 16 constituencies and in Barbuda, while the United Progressive Party and the Democratic National Alliance will contest seats only on the island of Antigua. 3 independent candidates have also been nominated in Antiguan constituencies. Apart from the ABLP's candidate, Barbuda's lone constituency will be contested by a candidate from the Barbuda People's Movement, which currently represents the island in the House of Representatives. Prime Minister Gaston Brown, seeking a 3rd consecutive term in office, filed his nomination papers at Villa Primary School in his constituency of St. John's City West shortly before midday on Wednesday. Following the nomination process, Brown spoke with reporters from local media outlet ABS, accusing the main opposition UPP of, quote, picking up people to use as candidates. Brown claimed, without clarification or specificity, that some UPP candidates have contravened the law.
We made sure that we selected competent, capable men and women who have the integrity to serve. We do not have any rapists within our group. We do not have anyone who murdered anyone, and the UPP cannot say that.
Meanwhile, the UPP has responded to criticism of their candidate for St. Mary's South, Kelvin Simon, from the ABLP. The ABLP says Simon's nomination violates the Civil Service Act, as he is currently employed within the Ministry of Education and Sports. Prime Minister Gaston Brown contended that as a public officer, Simon was, quote, duty-bound to resign, and his party called for the disqualification of Simon's nomination. However, the UPP fired back, stating that their candidate was legally and duly nominated. In a missive addressed to the Supervisor of Elections, Lorna Simon, the UPP said Kelvin Simon's nomination was in keeping with the Representation of the People Act. Further, the UPP, in a press statement, referred to Section 39(1) of Antigua and Barbuda's Constitution, which disqualifies people from being elected as members of the House. Paragraph G of that section specifies anyone who, quote, holds or is acting in any public office or in the office of Judge of the Supreme Court or Ombudsman, or is a member of the Constituencies Boundaries Commission, the Judicial and the Legal Services Commission, the Public Service Commission, or the Police Service Commission. The UPP says, however, the key word in that section of the Constitution is elected, arguing that there is no constitutional prohibition on a civil servant being nominated to contest an election. Further, the party acknowledged the civil service rule that prohibits a public servant from running for elections unless they resign from the service beforehand. Despite arguing that the rule is unconstitutional, they assured that Simon would in fact resign from his post in the ministry at some point before election day. However, when he does so is up to him and his party, the UPP said, insisting that the party would not be intimidated by outside forces to act otherwise. Elections in Antigua and Barbuda will take place on January 18th, 2023.